Hello, everyone, and welcome to Geek Nerd Dork. I am Lynn once again, and we are joined, all three of us. I am joined by this way, Erik.
I'm back.
Doing, Erik?
Yeah.
Eric's back this week, and down there on the end, Trey again.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Trey. All right. Well, today is the 7th episode of Skeleton Crew. We have one more episode left after this.
Unfortunately.
I'm excited because I want to know how it ends. I'm sad because I know it's going to end.
Yeah, who knows if this is the series or the season finale? We don't know.
Right.
I'm more inclined to say series because this one's been done for a while.
I would lean that way as well.
And so the kids have gotten a lot older in the meantime.
Yeah, they did say they started thinking about it though, so their viewership must be good enough that they're at least considering it. But the director,
everything I've seen online about this show has been good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen anything bad.
Yeah, I've seen some mediocre reviews, but I've seen a lot of really good reviews too. So
yeah,
I haven't seen any bad. Yeah.
And I tell people when they ask me about it, because, I'm the Star Wars guy at work, and they'll ask me questions, and I'm like, this is, okay, Star Wars is supposed to be fun. And this is fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, this week, I'm failing as a person being prepared. I have no notes again. But this week, down there on the end, Trey, he has the notes.
Yes, slightly. I mean, I had more, but my computer's being wonky, so I'm not even going to try to edit
hopefully
it.
Trey doesn't.
So
hopefully Trey's computer doesn't die in the middle of this, and all of our notes go away.
Yeah, so I've got what I had. I added a few, and then it was like, no, don't do that. I'm like, okay, fine. We'll just leave it as it was.
I didn't even write down what this episode was called, what the title of this episode was.
We're in big trouble or something like that. Like we're gonna get in big trouble. I don't know what it's called.
So
something
much
like
trouble
that.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know it was a line that Fern said.
Yes.
It says my computer doesn't mind me doing other things. I'm going to flip to StarWars.com real quick here.
It was as soon as they saw the planet, they were like, "Nope, never mind. We're in big trouble." Because they thought they'd be fine.
So much trouble. That's the name of it.
There you go.
Going to be in so much trouble. All right. Well, we do follow a sort of a format on these. So, what were your overall thoughts on this episode?
Go
ahead, guys.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that Jod's not. There's no good. That's not a whole lot of.
Yep, I hate to say it. I don't think Jod is going to have a redemption arc at the end of this.
It could still happen, but it seems like about a 10% chance at this point.
Yeah, no. It was definitely kind of more intense than fun. It was.
Yeah, this one was intense. I'd say it was intense.
Yep. I'd say I didn't like it quite as much as the last episode, but it was still like close.
I enjoyed it.
It was really good. Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. These episodes too short though. Still too short. This was barely longer than the last one.
There was a moment in the episode where I thought, like, oh my gosh, they're going to end it there. And they didn't.
Yeah, I thought that too.
It kept going.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, don't. I'm like, okay, we're still going.
Yeah. It was really good. Visually, it was really good too. Like the visuals in this show have been like, near movie quality. So
yeah, I call this movie quality stuff almost. Yeah. Okay, so overall, everybody enjoyed it. Erik, not as much.
Yeah, just a scotch less, which is good because last episode I think was my favorite. So yeah.
Okay. You weren't here for episode 6. Any thoughts you want to share real quick about episode 6 before we get into 7?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I'll just leave it at you guys. What you said.
Okay.
So,
Well,
no, it was good.
We talked about the trash crabs and all that good stuff.
Yep, the stop motion animation of the trash crab.
Yeah, that was stop motion, Trey. I did see that
Okay.
after we had our show. The big giant crab was stop motion.
Yeah, done by the guy who does all the stop motion in his company for all of Star Wars. Anytime there's stop motion,
It's
it's
Tippett,
him.
right? Phil Tippett?
Yes, yeah, it's his company. Yeah.
Yeah, Phil Tippett.
He's like the one that keeps pushing for it because he doesn't like CG. Like he's like,
no,
whatever I can do that's not CG, please let me because I don't like CG.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Phil Tippett was originally supposed to, when they did Jurassic Park, before they decided to do the dinosaurs computer generated, it was going to be stop motion, and it was going to be Phil Tippett doing it all.
Yep, they did like tests and everything.
Phil Tippett is credited as a dinosaur wrangler.
Nice.
Yes. All right. Well, okay. So now let's get into episode 7 then of Skeleton Crew. We start off on at Atten with the parents again.
Yes.
And that was I felt very E.T.
Yeah.
Very E.T. The parents were like Elliot in E.T.
Yes.
You know,
the parents in ET didn't actually do anything like that though, right?
No, but they were the kids.
They were looking for the kids at one point, weren't they?
The parents?
Yeah.
In ET?
Yeah.
Well, we had
a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, the guys out. Oh my gosh. They had the guys out looking for ET, keys and the flashlights, and yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I felt very ET.
Yeah.
And I liked they're out there. And the droids are there, come surround it, surrender it or be stunned. And Neil's mom, I'm going to grab it and run.
It runs in the family.
I loved it. I loved it.
And then just immediately gets done.
You having technical difficulties, Trey?
Yeah, I've got a cat climbing on a monitor. Not super helpful.
No wonder your computer's not working right.
Right. So I'll be right back.
There's hair in his computer. That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah, but I love that part with the kids and then the one, I don't know who was the parent that said after Neil's mom got stunned, she'll be all right. Let's go. Like, guys.
Well, and I think also I think it was right before the droids show up, we get almost the classic I have a bad feeling about this.
Yep.
She doesn't quite complete the phrase, but
yeah, it was almost there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love that. And then parents running, and each one by one gets stunned. Next one picks it up, goes.
Just showing they're willing to do whatever it takes.
I didn't expect it to fly, the little communication device.
Yeah, I thought it would just send a signal up or something.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense that I had to get past the barrier.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so I didn't expect that to fly. But yeah, that was cool. And then, okay, what was after that? This is where you have to step in, Trey, because I don't know.
Yeah, so it kind of goes up, and then I believe
do the ship with the kids on it?
I think it goes to the kids because they talk about Wim is upset because the
adventure's going to be over,
and but everyone else is just kind of, I don't know,
glad to be going
happy
home.
Yeah.
I like was Neil's line that where he was almost died all the time.
Yeah,
but
it was we almost died half the time, but
it was cool otherwise.
Yeah. So yeah, that was good. So yeah, Wim's a little bummed out about it, but he's gonna have to go home and take that assessment test. And
because really he just figured out that, I mean, what it kind of means to be a hero, in the last episode. So he's now all going, for a while there he was like, oh, adventures aren't what they thought they would be.
It's not harder than I thought it was going to be.
He's back up. He's like, oh, but I love this. Never mind. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah. So we get that. Then we'll go to the pirate ship.
Yeah, where they're gonna send him out the airlock.
Yeah, because That's what you do. Space pirates, you shoot them out the airlock. Well, they get to Aten.
Yeah, there's
And they see this big
plant,
giant thing, and Brutus is like, "You brought us here for this." Yeah, he's ready to shoot him out the airlock. But then the kids show up in their ship, and they tractor beam the ship.
I think even before then, like they test it and send out a pilot who's like, "Oh, we need a volunteer."
And I forgot about that. I forgot about the pilot. Yeah, because Jod was like, "I'll do it."
He's like, "No."
Man, Brutus should have just sent Jod.
Yeah,
right.
Over.
Yeah,
but that was one of the ships from the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
the guy went down.
Yeah, the same kind of ship. Now it was the squid had the Quarren that wanted to have the kelp farm.
Yeah,
man,
no more kelp farm.
Nope, that ain't happening.
So depressing for him.
But yeah, so then they
so
then
they
tested
like, hey, well, and he got destroyed. Then Brutus is like, "Okay, shoot him out the airlock again."
And then he argues like, "Okay, obviously, like Brutus is, I think he calls Brutus stupid. He's like, you literally like this is a decoy. Is it?
It's not gonna be right there sitting out in the open for you to see."
Yeah, and then he calls on Smee to like talk about like what I can't remember.
Yeah,
Rennick.
The Captain Rennick, or what he did and stuff. But then the kids show up, and they're like, "That's the key," and they tractor beam the kids. Which I will give you now after seeing the Onyx Cinder more in this episode than we did last episode, after it shed its skin, it does look pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it's all shiny now. Not like a whatever ship, but not that shiny. But it was. No,
it's not shiny. Like a Naboo ship.
Naboo, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I like that. I really like the way it looks now. They get tractor beamed and pulled in, and KB does her voice thing. And I loved it. Would grab Brutus.
Yeah.
With the claw. But then we get Jod, Captain Silvo, Crimson Jack, whatever his name is this week. And basically just cold bloods.
Executes him.
Yeah, it's like, great. You have a hostage. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yep. Bang.
It is not looking good for Jod to be a good guy.
Yeah, I think he's been in survival mode on his own since he was a kid. So
never
stops it.
I will say I'm impressed that they're really leaning into him just not being a good person. I think with this being kind of like
they set him up to be a good person.
Yeah, and
I was rooting for him to be a good person.
I still think he's not terrible. He's bad, but I don't think he's terrible because he had every opportunity to kill the kids, do whatever, like, and he gets pretty rough in this episode, but like he's still, I mean, we know how the episode ends, but like
it's his greed.
I still think there's a 10% chance that he'll turn
so it's his greed that's winning out.
Yes, greed for sure.
Yes,
and you see that later in the episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that was he just cold blood shoots Brutus.
Star Wars is really good about introducing cool characters and then just immediately killing them. Like, okay, you had your limelight, now you're gone.
Marvel does that too.
Just like, here's a
cool
Brutus
guy. Was a cool character. I really liked Brutus too. The way he looked and everything. Make sure we didn't really see him do a lot.
Also, well, I guess later he picks it up, but they had like a flintlock blaster, and I think that's like just cool. Like,
yeah, they've had the flintlock blasters, like the flintlock pirate blasters this whole time.
Yeah, I just noticed it, and I was like, I don't know, like how that works in terms of technology in the Star Wars, but it just looks really cool.
It does look cool.
And then immediately just dies. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Brutus gets it. And Jod knows it's just the kids on this ship, so he knows that he can, overpower them and get them real fast. And they do. And so they got the kids captive.
But then
they're trying to figure out how to get past the barrier, and the parents' probe comes up. It sends the transmission.
Yes.
And it's the parents telling the kids, you're going to find your way home.
You're not in trouble.
You're not in trouble. Just come home. We can't tell you coordinates. Find a Republic emissary. They know how to get here. Which comes up later because when they get back on the AT-AT, they say it's a Republic emissary. They call Jod the Republic emissary.
Because he came in.
Yeah, they were expecting.
Yeah.
Which is really an AT-AT ship.
Yeah. Okay, we see all the parents. Is this the first we have seen Neil's dad?
I think
yes.
So. Yeah.
Because he hasn't been around for,
Yeah, we saw their house, the inside of their house, but I don't remember seeing him.
I don't remember seeing him in that first episode with the Hollow Circus and stuff. We saw Neil's younger siblings, but we never saw his dad.
Yep.
He's got tusk.
I was gonna say he looked massive. I was like, okay, that I would be pretty intimidated to mess with it.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, he hasn't been around for any of the covert missions that the parents have done.
Mm-mm.
We've only seen his mom do that.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
he's the supervisor. No, I'm just kidding.
He's the supervisor.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But
I doubt that.
Yeah.
So they get the message, and what was after that? It was they're on the Onyx Cinder.
I think you missed where Smee comes in and smacks Jod.
Yeah, because I think
that happened.
We haven't quite got that yet because the kids are on the Onyx Cinder, and
I thought the message came while the ship was
come
going.
up with a plan,
or no?
The kids are like, we have to come up with a plan to take the ship back,
Oh yeah, and then
Wim's like, attack! Just charges in.
Which I was like, he's got the spirit, but
he does.
He's still a kid.
Yeah, still a little guy.
And then Jod says something, and this is where Smee comes in and says, well, according to the pirate code,
you can't have
you
two
can only
ships.
be the captain of one ship. And I think Smee's trying to help the kids.
Oh yeah, I think
he is definitely trying to help the kids here. And Jod, real quick, because Wim gets the idea too. When Jod puts his hand over Wim's mouth, I am captain of this ship, blah, 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 blah. And then Fern calls
unclaimsies,
yes. And they're like,
it's like that.
That's not
how it
works.
And then Smee's just like close enough.
And
then
and whacks him.
Does like a Hulk on Thor.
Yeah. Because I think, if there's one thing Star Wars teaches is that if you annoy a droid long enough, it's just not going to do, it will bend the rules. Like it has coding, but it can find a way to bend it to its
Star Wars droids.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was, it just seemed like, just charging. It was kind of cool.
And they throw the pirates off the ship, and the kids take off. And I did not expect Jod to sneak back on the ship somehow.
Well, because they show him knocked over as the ship's starting to take off a little bit, and
it's probably a good thing he decided to put his helmet back on because I don't think he would have made it without his helmet.
Oh yeah,
he was very fast.
Yeah, Smee would have just
gone.
Yeah, he was very fast at getting back onto that ship, but they take off and they send Urkel. Urkel's the one that sends. No, Urkel says, "What's going on, Captain?" And one of the other guys sends the two ships out after the Onyx Cinder,
right,
to chase after them as they head towards the barrier. That was pretty cool. The barrier, with the satellite thingies.
And I would guess that ship is made of a very particular alloy that can absorb it or just doesn't get hurt by the,
or it knows. Well, like Shmi said, the
or it reads who it is. Yeah.
captain, whatever, stole a Old Republic.
Yeah, it was a mint ship from the
ship, so he
Yeah.
could get past it.
I
So
see.
it, like his transponder code or something says that, hey, I'm a courier ship. Don't shoot me.
which kind of confirms my theory that was in last episode that like this, if it's a newer looking ship, it's really old because it would have to have been either Old Republic or High Republic. It's just whatever that Republic time frame was. So
Shiny
Yep.
ships are newer than old ships.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Yep. I also just learned that back before A New Hope came out, they actually did some CG tests for the original in whatever year, or maybe it was for Empire Strikes Back, but they did some X-Wing tests of actual CG
I
that
think
had
I
like
saw this
70,000 polygons or something. And George said no because they weren't dirty. He's like,
I think
these
I
need
saw
to
this
be
video too.
lived in, dirty, old looking, like they really have been used a lot.
Yeah.
And they were
And
like,
then-
yeah, we can't really.
And this company that did these things, they came up and they did Last Starfighter.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
you
just
saw
saw
the
this
same
video
video.
too. I just saw this too. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Last Starfighter. I like Last Starfighter. Trey's probably thinking, what's the Last Starfighter?
I'm like, it sounds fancy. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
No idea what it
Last
is.
Starfighter is a good movie. It was from the 80s. I watched it a lot as a kid. I had it on VHS.
Yeah, and a lot of the extra stuff for episode 1, he talked about like, I want the ships to be very elegant, very smooth, clean, shiny, all that stuff. Like the complete opposite of what they end up being later.
Because
Yeah.
the ships were nice and shiny and clean in episode 1 because it was before the Empire came and, ruined everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't a bunch of rebel nerf herders.
Yeah. So back to where we're going to the planet. The fires are chasing after them, and they get destroyed. But the kids make it past the barrier, and then they can see At-Atin in the middle there.
Yeah, I'm
Which-
surprised how small it is compared to the gas chamber.
Yeah.
Now, the way I look at it, though, okay, think of it this way. The barrier makes it look like a big gas giant. How big is Jupiter? And if you were to put an Earth in the middle of it?
Yeah, I think
Fair.
the storm inside of Jupiter is only like three Earth, or is 3 Earths wide, like just a little red.
Yeah, I
Storm
thought it
on
was
Jupiter.
even bigger than that. I thought you could fit more Earths in the little storm. I don't know. But yeah, that's why that's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
You've got they make it look like a big giant gas planet
Yeah.
that no one wants to go near when you're hiding the little planet inside it. And then
But it's more like a moon.
and as they get closer, autopilot takes over. And they go on an autopilot landing sequence to go into At-Atin, which when they were on episode 4, they went to the other planet. It was the 4th episode.
Sounds right.
I don't remember what it was called. That's what happened. You remember it took over.
Akron.
Yeah, Akron.
Yeah.
And it tried to take over, and Smee was able to take over the ship again. So, but then it brings them in, and they land, and they're basically getting the parents are getting chewed out by a droid, and they're like, "Why did you do it?" Like, because you weren't doing anything, and we're always here to wait. And then it walks away. The droid does. Like, you're always here to help, but you just stopped and walked away. And we hear the supervisor.
Mhm.
Is it a person? Is it a droid?
It didn't sound robotic, but
Is it a recording?
I think it's a recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I think I saw a video that paused the hologram at just the right time, and you could see the bones sticking out along the jawline and
The
stuff.
hologram? I thought it was just a voice.
No. Sorry. A couple episodes ago, remember there was a hologram in the where the treasure was and stuff. Someone did.
Oh, you're talking the pirate captain.
Yeah, which is who it is. It's a recording, I think, of the pirate captain, because the pirate captain took it over and was a supervisor. He's long dead, probably, but
you think the pirate captain is the supervisor?
Yeah, or was the supervisor. Yeah, and then he had the droids take over, is my guess. So.
Oh, my mind is.
So I think that was his voice, and it's the same. He's the same species, or the captain was the same species as what's his name, Hondo or
Hondo.
Yeah, same species as him. I don't think it's him, but same species. And yeah, my guess is he took over either secretively or not secretively. I'm not sure, but took over as the supervisor, and that way he could funnel as much money and do whatever he wanted, and then eventually died, and then there's just recordings left, basically, and the robots. But that's my guess.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of the captain taking over as the supervisor.
Yeah,
I figured the captain was one of the skeletons on the ship.
Yeah, because one of my notes was like, what even happened to Captain Rennick? Like, I can't remember if Shmi said anything.
I thought he was one of the skeleton. I thought he was one of the skeletons on the ship in like the first episode or second episode that Wim finds.
Yeah, because I remember Shmi said something there was a mutiny, but
the captain and the concubine.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on the planet I think it was. I don't know. It might have been all on the planet that the mutiny took place. I can't quite recall.
Eric, you may have just blown my mind there with that theory.
Well, I have another one, which is that all of this money is going to fund Thrawn when he comes back. That's my next theory. So I have a bunch of them. So who knows what they're. I still think Smee is the captain, like the consciousness in there, but that might not be true either. But yeah. So my guess is it's somehow going to link back up with Thrawn stuff, but we'll see. Because he's got to fund something. Because this is all
This is
before the episode 7, 8, 9 stuff.
This is still before 7, 8, 9. This is during the same time frame as the Mando verse.
Yes,
Mando,
and Thrawn is way out in another galaxy where I forget where he is, but
all that stuff.
Yeah, but he's trying to come back, and
I think he makes it. I mean, he makes it back in Ahsoka, and I think this is all within the same time frame.
Yes, exactly. So I think he'll. I mean, we may not see him come back, but I think this may happen in other shows or other movies down the road. But my guess is that's what will help him fund and sort of start with the beginnings of what becomes
First Order.
The First Order in 7, 8, 9. So we'll see. But I'm starting to see like how they're probably linking this kind of all together. And I don't know where Grogu fits into it still. I'm trying to figure out like where does he fit in? Like where is he going to pop up next? And because they have a Mando movie coming.
Yeah, the Mando Grogu movie coming out.
Yeah, so
May 26th.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't know how that fits in quite, unless it fits in with the Thrawn stuff with the Ahsoka series. But I don't know. We'll see. But
wow. Okay.
So,
geez, Eric. Wow.
I'm trying to solve. It's like a puzzle. You got to try to solve it before you get there.
Yeah, and I'm just enjoying the ride. All right, so they get there, they land. Well, John threatens the kids again.
Yeah, and I think.
Okay, go ahead, Trey.
I can't remember if they've landed or if, at some point. Either way, they're on the ship. He literally uses the lightsaber.
Oh. Well, we did skip one thing.
Yeah, a small thing.
He beheaded Shmi.
Yeah. I was about to be really, really I was upset. But then when the little mouse thing came out, I thought he was going to step on it. And I was like, I'm done. I'm tapping out.
Yeah, if
he just nudged it.
There was no redeeming John after that. If on the mouse.
I was very close to turning it off, but I was like, okay, he just nudged it.
I think Smee will be back either before the end of the next episode or by the end of the next episode. They'll just
maybe by the
his head back
end
on
of the episode when everything's done.
Yeah, they may do it.
Maybe Will
yeah.
fix Smee.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen CP3 literally in so many parts.
Oh yeah, 3PO's been
So
blown to bits and stuff. Yeah, I mean,
he's
he's
fine.
not. A droid's never really gone either.
Yeah.
You know, somehow
maybe-
Palpatine's returned. Oh wait,
Maybe the little guy is gonna, we find out he can actually solder, and he's gonna put his head back on, and then, I gotta get my house going again, and then jumps back in, and he comes and saves the day.
yeah,
It's actually sentient this whole time, and
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But okay, after Jod beheads Shmi, he threatens the kids again with the lightsaber. He's using the lightsaber now a lot.
Dude, the kids are crying and everything. Like,
a bit of backtracking slightly, but when like the whole time Jod could have broke loose from his handcuffs because I don't know if he was forced, but like literally was like, okay, now that the ploy is over, I don't need these. Like, I don't know. I still can't tell if it's the Force or just like some weird Magneto.
I'm pretty sure it's the Force.
He seemed pretty familiar with a lightsaber.
I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm like 90% convinced that it's the Force. But
I'm pretty sure he's using the Force and stuff.
And he seems not that great at it. Like, he doesn't use it all the time. He's just like every once in a while to do something. He uses it. Like, he was never taught, but he clearly learned along the way some things.
Yeah. So he's on the ship, beheaded Shmi, threatens the kids with the lightsaber, and he's like, I'm glad I saw the video with all your parents, because now I know who to kill.
Yeah.
So keep your mouth shut and play along. Man.
He's almost like an abusive parent. Basically, like using just hardcore threats, like, because I think all parents use like, a little threat, like, oh, you're not gonna get any dessert after if you don't eat it or whatever. Like, they use little things, but like he's using like, I'm gonna kill your parents stuff.
Yeah, he is.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, this is what makes me think there's no redemption for Jod. He is. Yeah, I wanted it.
10%.
I really wanted it. After this,
because we still have the rest of them out there. So unless they're just going to sit out there the rest of the show, they're probably going to come in and start attacking everybody.
The pirates,
I don't know.
I don't think
he's probably so selfish. He's going to double cross them or something, and then they're going to be pissed and try to kill everyone or something. I don't know. We'll see. He may have a chance, they could just be one of those unique stories that he just is a bad guy. I mean, he could completely die by the end of it. I don't know. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not holding out hope for Jod anymore.
Lynn doesn't like him anymore. He's dead.
I like him. I don't like him anymore.
It was literally just.
If he would have stepped on the mouse worm thing,
that would have been the end of it.
He almost hurt Neil. Okay, and Neil's our favorite.
Yeah, that's the line you just don't cross.
Yeah, you don't cross.
Yeah, and
Neil,
he called after being nice to Wim. Then he called him like a big baby or something. Like, yeah.
But okay, so they land on the planet. I love that the landing pad where the ship lands opens up. All the people are on the ground like, oh, holy cow, running off the grass. Lands.
I think they might have had some of the same CG people that did Iron Man 2. Because remember when he first had the Stark Tower, before it was the Avengers Tower, he like comes in and lands on it, and then his suit just starts getting taken off by machines and stuff. Those like latches that came on his feet and stuff, that just reminded me exactly of the latches that came on the landing gear and stuff. So.
Well, they had to lock the landing gear in because the whole thing goes down into the vault. Now, okay. They're going down, and we get to the bottom and we go into the vault, but there's that little area in the middle there. That was that gold dome thingy. Is that where they make them? Is that the mint? Was that something else?
That's a good question. But yeah, I mean, it was gold colored, so I'm like, oh, this is the thing that like produces it or something, makes the material or something. But it might not be. Maybe it powers the whole planet. Or something.
It could be the reactor thing that was going to blow up at the end of the thing.
Yeah,
blow up the whole planet and everybody dies.
You gotta have a Death Star like thing, or it's not Star Wars.
But then they get down to the planet. Well, I did like it. Jod's trying to, I need to contact my other ship. And the droids are like, well, that's something for the supervisor. And he's like, yes, get the supervisor. It's better than talking to a droid.
Give me your best food.
I'm like, better than talking to a droid. I'm like, I think the supervisor's a droid.
I was gonna say, or that, yeah.
I think there used to be a supervisor, and that's what the voice is. And I think
now it's just being ran by the droids.
Yes, exactly.
But then they get down to the bottom, and one of the droids says, "Hey, these kids were, missing or something, and we'll get their parents." So they bring the parent because when the ship's coming down, I'm like, "Oh, is that the supervisor?" But no, it's the parents, and they're all happy to see him. They're all running. I didn't pay attention. I don't remember. Was Neil's dad with them?
I don't think so. I remember seeing, I think, just Neil and his mom standing there at the end when the lightsaber.
What is up with Neil's dad?
I don't know.
He's a very absentee parent.
I mean, it could be something intentional that's part of the story, or it could just be they couldn't work out the CG on him fast enough and they just cut him out, basically. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm very disappointed in Neil's dad. Because you gotta be good to Neil.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, someone's got to make the money, so
okay, so
that's all he does.
He's still working. Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's working. The rest of the parents could take the day off, but not him.
Yeah, not everybody can get the day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if your kid is missing from the planet.
Yeah, it comes back. Well, when the supervisor makes his announcement, and we're with the parents, KB's moms, they have their little life monitor thing, and it lights back up for KB. Yeah. They're like, oh, it's KB.
She's here.
Yeah. So the parents come down. They're all happy. Everybody's rejoining, being happy. I needed someone to say, Wim, I expected Wim. Wim's my guy here on this. Say, Dad, he's not a emissary or something. He's a pirate.
Yeah.
No one say anything. Jod flips out the lightsaber. Episode ends.
Yeah, and even before then, I mean, Jod is just showing his greed. Like, he's literally reveling in how much crap.
Oh, yeah, when he goes into the vault. How many of these did you say there were?
1,000 or something.
Yeah.
1,139.
Yeah.
Hey.
They were
almost that number.
That close to them. I bet they did it on purpose.
I'm sure they did it on purpose. Yeah.
That close. Come on, guys. No. Just do what you want to do. 1138.
Yes.
Yes. 1,139 of these vaults. And the amount of money in that vault, the one that we saw, and there's over 1,000 of them.
It was bigger than a Costco. It was they're like huge ceilings.
There's a lot. Made me think of back to Andor, the heist in Andor, and they like this is like the payroll for a whole sector or whatever it was. And that was a lot of money.
Yeah, and
that's chump change compared to this. So it's like, dude. Yeah. Now,
maybe they are going to empty one of them, and then it will be 1138 that are left.
That's it.
Yeah, one of them's going to get stolen.
So then we'll get our 1138. Okay. Yeah. Wow, though. So that was the episode in a nutshell. What did I miss, Trey?
Well, just I don't know if it was intentional, but I think I don't know. I was getting Revenge of the Sith, like just like the blue lightsaber against children. I'm like,
yes, very
yeah.
Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
It was the exact same shot, except this time it was Neil and his mom standing in the background, and it was down by his hand when it turns on, just like for the younglings.
Yeah, definitely some Revenge of the Sith vibe.
Yeah, so that definitely. I don't know. Like I said, it was a good episode. It just was dark. because like John just showed. I mean, I'm assuming his true character and just the extent that he will go to either survive or just whatever it is he's after.
He is definitely a pirate.
Yeah, survivors are always very narcissistic, self-centered. Like their only goal is to survive. Like whatever they need to do, like I will do what I need to do to get what I want or need or deserve or whatever.
Yeah. So
again, I go back to it doesn't necessarily have to be Order 66, but he was alive back then, and something happened to where he was orphaned and just by himself or something.
Yeah.
It's probably like very much like Guardians of the Galaxy, like when pirates came up to pick up the main character, like, and took him off when he was 8 or whatever. Like it was probably something like that. Like the pirates picked him up when he was young or something.
I never played Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order, all those.
I played both, but not super far into it.
But is this what could have happened to Cal Kestis, you think?
Yeah, I mean it is. It was his when he was
he could have
his,
easily become a pirate and done this
for sure.
So okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that maybe, because again, I don't like the whole every Jedi Order survived Order 6.
Yeah, and it didn't have to be that. I mean, it could have just been his parents like were Jedi or something, and he didn't even know maybe, and then they got killed and just never showed up again or something, and so he was on his own. It could have been all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So I guess this kind of leads into my question of like what we expect in the last episode. Do we think we'll see a flashback of his like background youth? Because some of the Star Wars does backgrounds, but I don't think we've had any flashbacks so much in this show.
No, we haven't had anything really to say what Jod's, what got him to this position.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know if it'll start with a just flashback to Jod or background thing just so we get some insight, or if it's gonna be left to
I don't know.
Or
is he just gonna be that character that we don't know, the information about?
Mm-hmm. Were there weren't any flashbacks, right, in any of the Spider-Man movies, were there? Because it's the same guy.
No, not really. No.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking. I still think they may do something like that. Like you may by the end of the show, you'd be like, it recontextualizes the whole show to be something else, which is what they did with the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think there are any flashbacks in that, so I wouldn't.
No, I
mean, probably not going to be any of this.
And we've sort of gotten used to flashbacks in Star Wars now.
Yeah.
Mando had flashbacks all 3 seasons. You got the Mandalorian having his flashbacks. You had Grogu having flashbacks.
Yeah, we didn't have enough Grogu flashbacks because we still don't know jack crap other than he was there at Order 66 and got out. I'm like, okay, cool. But Boba Fett and Mando season 3 had way too many flashbacks.
Boba Fett had flashbacks.
Oh my gosh.
Ahsoka had flashbacks in a way.
Yeah.
Acolyte was the same scene 8 different times.
And everybody changing their mind constantly. Oh no, I'm on this side. No,
we've not really had flashbacks in this.
Yeah, it's been just the story just been just forward,
which is fine. I've enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, it's been good.
But I just now that you think about it, there are flashbacks in Star Wars now, and
different. And maybe that's why it's been so refreshing. It's just different. It is very, very different.
Yeah, I don't know. What else? Overall thoughts on this? Well, what do I think it would happen? Yeah. Okay, one thing, I was listening to a podcast today, and they were still. I'm behind on this podcast I had listened to, and they were talking about episode 4 of Skeleton Crew, and made me got thinking because they brought it up in that. Remember in episode 4, they're on at Akron. Is that what it was called? At Akron. And the girl takes Neil up on top of what Neil called was their school. There's a big old gun up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a big old gun on the top of the school on Manhattan? Could they defend themselves if the pirates make it down?
that's a good question.
Because one thing we were talking, I don't know, was it last week, Trey, when we were talking about, or were you around for this one, Eric, where maybe they'll call the New Republic.
Yeah, because I was thinking bringing is it Kim?
Because Kim said, "Hey, ever call me if you need anything to KB?" Because Lobots share a thing, and so I thought, well, maybe they need to call New Republic in to help them take care of these pirates. But then after listening to that episode, because I'd forgot about the big gun on the school.
Yeah, they may have like automated.
They may have automated defenses.
There were some things that were different about that planet, though, because there was also a statue of the supervisor with the head off on Ad Akron, and there wasn't here. And the gun could have been added later as like.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know. I'd say.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, because I don't remember seeing any guns. They did a few shots that were up above Ad Akron, and I don't remember seeing guns. But I mean, who knows? Like the big supervisor tower could have all kinds of crazy guns on it or something.
So, yeah, I mean, so maybe Atten can defend itself. And if it can defend itself, you don't have to call for New Republic help, because if they do call for New Republic help, the New Republic's going to have access to all this money then. Yes. And I don't think they do have all this money.
They're broke.
Yeah.
They're always broke.
So, because when we get to episode 7 and 8 and 9, I don't feel like the New Republic is
just endless resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as we know from episode 9, I mean the Emperor's had all kinds of stuff going. He's built tons of ships and done tons of cloning and tons of all kinds of stuff.
More for your idea of maybe this is
Thrawn comes in and takes it all, or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
And if that's the answer, then what happens to these poor people on Atten?
Alderaan. It's gone. I don't know.
Yeah. So
let's see.
Yeah.
How long do you guys think the episode's going to be? I'm hoping
at least episode.
I'm hoping at least an hour.
I hope.
So they usually, most of the other ones they try to make the total time of the entire season about 6 hours, I believe. So if we've only seen mostly half-hour episodes,
then 40-minute episodes,
or maybe they're going for 8 hours this time. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. Now
it's usually longer.
We did discuss last week that last week's episode was the second to the shortest episode, because episode 2 was like 2 minutes shorter. But yeah, I don't know. I hope for at least an hour. I want an hour. Please give me an hour.
Because there's a lot to like wrap up and just, I don't know. There's a lot of, it's not like the story feels like there's no, like it feels cohesive.
How do they?
But they're still like, okay, we've got these kids. What happens to the kids? What happens with Jod? Like, we have a planet full of these Old Republic credits. Like, there's a lot to be doing. There's a giant like fleet of
the pirates outside the barrier.
Yeah, well, we did wrap up the kids. I mean, the kids are
home,
so that part's done. Now it's just is he gonna?
How do we get rid of Jod?
Yeah, is Jod gonna try to? Yeah, and what the pirates gonna do? Is Jod gonna try to steal things or just take over for the supervisor, whatever that is? I'm sure we're gonna find out, and he's gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna find out about the supervisor, who the supervisor is.
My guess is Jod's gonna try to take over and just be the new supervisor, but depending on what happens with that, that may be.
I don't think he's going to try to be the new supervisor. I think he wants to get the money off the planet.
There's a lot of bolts, though.
Well, there's too much to take. Like, I think he wants to have an infinite supply, which I think is why I think the head of the pirates is the one who became the supervisor, because he got there and was like, there's just too much. I'm just taking this thing over. And he did. Which I think is what Jod will try for too. But
yeah,
we'll see.
All we need to do is just lock him in that vault.
I was gonna say there's
just lock him in that vault. There's 1,138 other ones. Like 1138.
That would be
Jod in that vault. Close the door. We're good.
That would be like a greed, like this is what you get for being greedy kind of situation. Like it would make sense, but he also has a lightsaber, so could he just like cut his way out?
That was a pretty thick door.
Yeah, it depends on how thick it is, I guess. If it's
That
like
was a really
4
thick door.
lightsabers deep, then probably not. But so all of this makes me think more and more about that everything we've been seeing has to do with the head of the pirates being the supervisor, because they also said they don't value life, they value the money. But what comes after you get the money? Because if the head pirate became the supervisor, he had all the money he ever needed forever. So it's got to be what's next. Well, the next thing would be to live forever, which would be, I can put my consciousness in me, which was my other theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I think he would go towards the next thing, because he clearly isn't there anymore. I think it was just a recording. He can't live forever.
It was a recording.
So what did he do before he died? Did he just sit on his throne and be like, "Oh, I am enjoying all this stuff I can't do anything with at this point"? He basically had all the power, all the money,
which is a hidden planet.
Yeah, and he told them to hide it so no one would know about it. And I'm like, I think Smee is the captain, but we'll see. You can quote me on these things afterwards and be like, Erik was an idiot, or Erik got it exactly right. Or
we'll see how accurate you are after next week.
Yeah.
How many of your predictions are coming true?
I'm making a lot, so they can't all be true.
But if you make a lot, you might make a couple of them right.
Exactly. The more I make, it's just like sales. The more I make, the more likely I am to get it.
Okay. Well, I think we've discussed this episode in depth.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody wants to add in general?
Nope. Good show.
All right. I did see a post the other day on Facebook. This is not Skeleton Crew related, but May 19th, I believe it said, 2025 is the 20th anniversary. No, yeah, the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. And it might be coming back to a theater.
Are they going to release it?
Back in the theater. I went and saw episode 1 when they released it for its 25th anniversary, whatever it was, this last one. I will go watch Revenge of the Sith again.
They just skipped over episode 2. They're like, we'll just show 1 and 3.
It's versary. It doesn't have a fancy anniversary right now.
Fair enough.
Isn't it getting near, like, we may have passed it, the 10th anniversary of
10th anniversary of Force Awakens.
Yeah, I was like,
this year.
Suddenly, it kind of
2015 is when Force Awakens came out.
I took my kids to that, and they were not very tall back then.
So we're getting close to that. But you know what? If they put Force Awakens back in the theater, I'd go watch that again too. But I would definitely go watch Revenge of the Sith again in the theater because back in the theater.
All moan when Han dies. We're like,
Didn't bother me. I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Well, he didn't want to play the character anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So other than Force Revenge of the Sith in theater in May, hopefully, one can only hope. I've got nothing else exciting to say. If you made it this far into the video, hit the like button. If you've made it this far in the video and you're not subscribing, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Come on, people. We're up to 19. And I didn't mention last week, this is our 11th episode right now, so we have made double digits.
Sweet.
Yes. So yes, like, subscribe. What are your guys' theories on episode 8 here of Skeleton Crew? Leave some comments down there in the comments. What you think is going to happen? Is there redemption for Jod? No.
Lynn says no.
Nope. There's no redemption for Jod. Jod is no. He almost stepped on the mouse worm thingy. No.
And Neil just nope.
Yeah. What's up with Neil's dad?
Yeah.
Where is Neil's dad? I want to know that.
And are all of Erik's theories correct? Thumbs up. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so, Eric.
We'll
Some
see.
of our, you have got me thinking on stuff. I mean, that whole the captain took over as the supervisor. Never even thought of that until you just said it. So I might give you that one.
You'll
Might
give it
you
to
that
me.
one.
Well, we'll see. Truth will prevail.
Okay. Well, I guess until next week when we do episode 8 of Skeleton Crew, the last episode, which is exciting but sad. Until then, I'm Lynn.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Trey.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.